Hello guys, Beratico here, and I just finished watching The Perfect Date on Netflix. And as you can see clearly from all the women around me, I did so because of a date. It was Netflix and chill experience with, me mostly Netflixing and chilling. But still, it's a Netflix and chill experience. Nowhere in that name does it say that there has to be another person. I will fight you to death for it. So anyway, a bit of trivia about myself. I'm kind of a sucker for rom-coms, not because they're, the height of storytelling and movie making, but because they're feel-good sort of movies, and we all do need from time to time to be picked up from our floor and our fetal positions and brought back up into the fucking world of reality, right? And, most people have friends for that kind of shit. I don't. So I resort to, watching rom-coms to lift me up. Did The Perfect Date lift me up? Well, it didn't need to because I was already kind of lifted up. And the reason why I watched it in the first place was because I just randomly came across it on Netflix. I was like, well, whatever. Let's see what it's all about. Because the main guy was kind of familiar to me. I've seen him somewhere else on Netflix. I can't for the life of me remember where, but I did see him somewhere. So I was like, okay, from what I remember, this dude is a decent actor. So let's see what what hand they deal. So I watched the movie and I'm here to give you a constructive and in no way, shape or form subjective and bullshit review of it. So, is The Perfect Date a good movie? It's a rom-com movie. That's probably the most positive review I can give of it. Now don't get me wrong, it's not necessarily a bad movie per se, it's just that it has very, little going for it. As it only has one thing going for it and absolutely nothing else. But beyond all the technical stuff that's kind of iffy with the movie, there is one thing that they got abhorrently wrong in it that just immediately kind of pulls you back from the reality of things. And that is, they're trying to sell us, okay? They're trying to sell us the fantasy that women need to pay or buy dates. Women don't have to buy dates. Everyone knows they just clubbed them over the head and kidnapped them. Or was that men? I get confused with genders recently because, it's a trendy thing to do. To get confused about stuff. So anyway, at the end of the day, the storyline is fairly simple. It's the classic boy meets girl, girl falls in love with the boy while boy has a boner for another girl, and then he fucks it up and realizes, hey, all along this other girl was perfect for me for some reason, and they live happily ever after. There is nothing innovative about it, there is nothing new or unique, and with rom-coms you don't really have to do anything new or unique, although it's appreciated by us of Hollywood and Netflix and all other fucking constituents that make up the writing world of the Western Hemisphere. It's appreciated when you innovate shit and not just use the same formula for 4-5 goddamn decades by this point. Holy God! So about that one thing that they had going for themselves is probably the most important thing in rom-coms. This is which is the chemistry between two main characters. To be fair, they had chemistry. They were fun together when they were on screen together. They had that, back and forth going along just great. But everything beyond that just sucks. I'm trying to think of another way to say it so it doesn't seem that negative, because it's not that terrible, but it really just sucks. For instance, the first girl the main dude falls in love with, by the way, I don't know names, I don't know nothing, I don't know even the actors. So if you're into that, go research on your own, fuck that shit. So anyway, the first girl that the dude has boner for, which is not the main girl, it's a side girl, he meets at a party, sees her from across the room and is like, I must bone that. Computing. And that's basically for like 40 minutes of the movie, the dude's agenda is to just bone this girl that he saw once, spoke to once, doesn't know anything about, and is basically, fabricated himself as someone who is compatible with that girl. Now, if real life taught me anything, is that none of what I just said works. Like, ever. So anyway, he eventually spins the beans and says, hey, look, chica, I'm not rich. I literally have an app on which women buy me and have me for the night. Not sexually, by the way. I have my morals. That's what having morals means, right? I'm gathering enough funds to go to Stanford because, that's a thing American kids do. And you either accept me or you walk away. And what do you know? She fucking walks away. Then he walks back to his, original chick. He's like, hey, sweetie. But she's like, well, I don't want to be your fucking backup. And she also walks away. But, as this is a rom-com, and we can't have that downer ending where people go, whoa, like fucking Fault in Our Stars and shit. Eventually everything works out great, and they're back on track. The world is shining in bright colors again, and there's that one cliche that I absolutely hate, that every single fucking rom-com in my life has, which is that there's always this dad character in the movie, right? There's always this dad character. Doesn't matter whether it's the dad of the main chick or the main dude, there's always just this dad character, right? And this dad character seems kind of ordinary, kind of lame throughout the entire movie. He just pops in once or twice, and makes a stupid dad joke. By the end of the movie, he always comes up to the main character and goes, hey son, or hey daughter, listen. I had this epic speech prepared right on my fucking ass, and you're gonna listen, and it's gonna change your perspective on all of the story that you just lived through. Every single rom-com has one of these characters. It's driving me fucking nuts. It's driving me fucking nuts. Okay? How come in real life, none of the dads of the girls that I dated went up to their daughters and said, hey, I know that dude seems like a jackass, and the fact that he hasn't called you or messaged you in 4 days probably means that he's too shy, so why don't you just be patient? Yeah, I have no excuse for myself there either. I was kind of a jackass in high school. See, I was too cowardly to break up with girls, so I would do that thing where guys think that girls don't know what we're mean to them, and we stop calling them and kind of ignore them and gaslight them, or ghost them is probably the better term there. And then we just hope that they realize we're broken up, or they come up to us and they say, hey, we're breaking up because you're a jackass. That way we can say, well, she broke up with me. There is something wrong with my head, oh my god. So anyway, Perfect Date. Is it good? Nah, it's fine. I mean, it's a fine movie to go and see with your girl. It's funny, main leads do have chemistry when they're together, but besides the two of them, nothing else in the movie works or really makes much sense. Just watch it if you're kind of bored and don't have anything else to watch for some fucking reason. Otherwise, I wouldn't go out of my way to see it. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope the movie brings you more joy than it did to me, because you're actually going to be Netflixing and chilling the proper way. The American way. Is having sex while pretending to watch a movie American way of having sex, or is it just kind of universal? I never know. And I always say it's sound when I'm, I don't want to talk about my sex life when, what the shit? Well, I'm out.